Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. If you're into interior design, you'll love it here. In this video, I have Pottery Barn lookalikes for you galore. There are holiday looks, there are also everyday bestseller looks, and then I have some really fun things that I found for my own holiday festivities, and I wanted to show you those because I thought you might have fun looking at them with me too. As I promised last week, I was going to search for a dupe for this blue bedding, the blue plaid portion, and I found it. But before we get there, I'll talk about the Woodrow Plaid whole series. So there is one that's fall with a lot of orange and green. There's one with just a lot of green. And then there's this beautiful blue. And what's interesting about this blue plaid, it's not the traditional just blue and green. It has that light periwinkle. So it just makes it a little different. Well, I ended up finding one that does have that periwinkle blue in it, as well as a beautiful navy. I found a great alternative by the brand South Shore. It's available at Home Depot and Amazon. The Home Depot had the lower price, and their queen is $53 for the 3 pieces, and the king is $55 for the 3 pieces. Now you see it comes in those other fun colors. That red is so Pottery Barn to me, but we're after the blue in this dupe, so let me focus on that. But if you like that red, it's all linked. But do you see the periwinkle blue mixed in there? So it makes it very unique, a little different from your traditional blue and green that you see at the holidays. And what was I going to say? Oh, so that way this kind of works for you all year long, and it is supposed to be all season comfort. It's the right weight for that. But also, both the Pottery Barn and this South Shore brand are made of Oeko-Tex fabric, so they're both exactly the same, except that the Pottery Barn is a duvet cover, and this one you have the filling and the shams with it. What a pretty picture, isn't it? What I'm focused on here are those velvet stockings, and they can be personalized. If you do get them personalized, they're $50.50, and that seems like a lot for a stocking, but they are really pretty. So you may find that it's worth it. Now notice that the ribbon is a bit frayed on the edge, and that is a modern ribbon look right now, but I feel like if you're getting something for the long run, which a lot of people do when they choose their stockings, then you might want something more tailored, and I do have that for you. So this bow stocking is found on Etsy. It's also velvet. This one is $23.99, including that custom embroidered look. And they do have different embroidery options, which are going to come up at some point here. And so does Pottery Barn. But there are some fun options, and one of them looks like the Disney script to me. Anyway, the ivory is my favorite. Now this also comes in that pink. It comes in red too, but there's no photo of that. And with Etsy, you can contact the sellers through their system and, ask for that. It's a shame that they didn't have it. But they have the pink and, like I said, I think, and black too. But ivory is the one that's my absolute favorite there. Pottery Barn has an additional avant-garde wreath this year. Last year it didn't have the red berry look in it, and this one does. They still have the old one. And if you might remember, you may not remember, but that was one of my favorite things from their holiday collection last year because it's just so different and dramatic. In some ways, I think you might think it looks like it's falling apart, but if you know when you look at it, you know what I mean? Now this is pricey, and it's also massive. So I'm going to give you the dimensions, 49 inches in diameter is the Pottery Barn. Now, I have an alternative for you from Target, but it's not one of the Target brands. They just sell it on their website. The reason I picked this wreath from Target is that it does have a lot of the same elements. It just is definitely missing that avant-garde shape, which I love. But I thought that it was close in appearance in a way. It's definitely not a dupe, but $75 is much more affordable than the Pottery Barn. Now, the other thing you could do if you're a handy person is you could get a grapevine wreath that's huge, and then buy a really long garland that looks similar to this one. And they do have garlands that have the red berries and pine at Hobby Lobby. I mentioned that last week. So you could buy that, get some floral wire, and just create it yourself. And you would need to put some wire at the bottom of the garland to make it have that sort of flourish to the side. But that's an idea too. In the next few Pottery Barn designs, try to make a note of the big branchy tree in each design. That is Pottery Barn's best-selling olive tree. They have two of them. The one I'm showing you is the bestseller because the newer one they keep showing outside, but it's actually an indoor tree. And I didn't want to confuse things. But I found a dupe for their olive trees, and the dupe is actually a better one for the one that they show outside. But and I think I'll show you a picture of just the tree when I do a comparison. But olive trees can do a lot for a design, to change the shapes in a room, to break up some symmetry if there's too much of it, and just to kind of give it that extra something if something's missing. You can do that with art, you can do that with sculptures, and a lot of decorative pieces. But when you need a big impact, an olive tree is a great way to go. And the reason why I say olive tree is I do think the leaves are quite delicate, so it's not that overpowering, even though it's a big space, if you know what I mean. It just looks a little more delicate. And also, traditionally, olive trees, have been in style for a little while, and I don't see that changing. Now, if I showed you a tree recently and it was seasonal, and I made a joke that if you don't have a lot of storage space, you really can't get one of those. But in this case, this one is all seasons, which is great. And I think one of the things that's special about this tree is that the trunk looks very realistic. And also that it comes with a pot, and the pot's integrated, so you don't have to do any work with that. And I think the pot is pretty stylish. Now, what you're seeing me do is rearrange everything because I did want a tree to break up that space over there in the corner. Now, the reason that I found this one actually is that I was contacted by the company that sells them, and they said, our tree is a great dupe for Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, and they may have mentioned a floral. And I thought, okay, let me take a look. So they sent it, and I 100% agree. In fact, it comes with a pot where the Pottery Barn one doesn't. Crate and Barrel does, but it's a lot more expensive. And with this one, I think that you could arrange it either direction. So I could play around with it some more, but I think Lady and I did a decent job with arranging it there. And I think that it does break up that symmetry, which there is a lot of that in my home. So I wonder if you like it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And it's nice that you can get this with a coupon right now for $129.99, a 7-foot tree with a pot. This Pottery Barn Pepperberry Deer may have been in stock last year as well. I wasn't sure, but when I saw the images, I thought it does look pretty the way they're styling it. Now, they also have the red pepperberry tree topper, which I don't like, but I thought this was kind of cute. Now, no one makes a pepperberry deer just like this. So that's so Pottery Barn, having something unique. I love that about them. But I found some alternatives once again. Rather than spending the $249 for a shorter deer with the pepperberry. My idea was to get this rattan deer that's pre-lit, and it is indoor-outdoor. By the way, the red berry, I don't know if it's going to make it outdoors because it has styrofoam in it. Now you could take berry picks and weave them onto this. I think it's pretty all on its own. So why am I holding it next to a pepperberry? But the other idea is to take the pepperberry picks and to make a little scarf out of it around the neck. And I thought that would be really pretty. I do have another set of deer for you after this, but I wanted you to note that this one is 4 inches tall. You're saving a lot of money. The picks at Hobby Lobby are about $3 for a very plentiful one. Now they have cheaper ones that are smaller, but I thought you could kind of wrap the bigger one around, maybe get 3 to do, I don't know what you would call, but it's like a collar scarf. I think you call it a muff, but I thought that was what you put around your hands in the oldie times. Oldie times. Maybe it's called a snood. Let's just not worry about it. On Amazon, there is a set of 3 lit deer, and it's $159 for the set, which I think is a great price considering the tallest stag-looking deer is 60 inches tall, so taller than me. And I also love these because I had a set very similar to this at my original home, and it just looked beautiful. And the lights, for some reason, they kind of glisten when you drive by, and I think it's because of the rattan. Like it's picking up a little bit of the light and then losing it, and it just looks like they're glistening even though they aren't. Not that that's that important. Now these have a buffalo check, little thing wrapped around their neck, and I thought that was a nice accent too. So I wanted to show you that just because I liked it. We keep seeing candles like this lately where it looks like a tall jar, and they are very designer looking. The Pottery Barn has this etched glass for the holiday season, and they have 2 of them. One of them is red and fireside cinnamon, but the one I was focusing on was the ivory. Well, that doesn't matter because I didn't find a dupe, for the ivory candle, but I found you these containers that have that same effect, and I think these are really meant to be sold for weddings, but you're getting an entire set of them, as you can see, for $11 and change. And you could make a beautiful display of these kind of around a room. They don't all have to be together, and I just think it would glisten similar to the way the Pottery Barn is, but yet you don't have to have the scent. You could have some faux votives or just little votives. They sell a package of votive candles all the time at IKEA that are very affordable with no scent. Sometimes I think they have vanilla, but just saying. While I was searching for the other candle holders, I found these. These look like something I saw at Saks Fifth Avenue at one point, and I think they would be so fantastic, not just for the holiday season, but you definitely have to style them with different height candlesticks so that they look right. And you could put all of them together if you did that, but you could also disperse them around a design. And I don't think they're totally sturdy, probably, because they're so tiny. So maybe not great if you have little kids or whatever. Well, what you are looking at now is the ribbon that I selected for the tree trimming video that we're going to do. And I wanted to show it to you now in case you also want to get it. Now, the reason I chose this is it has like a linen-y texture. They're saying it's kind of like burlap. And I thought that that matches a lot of my furniture in my home. So it gives it a little bit more of a casual flair in my tree decorating, where everything else is going to look very shiny and sophisticated. So this will kind of bring the whole picture together, I think. Plus the fact that it has the stripes, and I know this is kind of almost like a modern farmhouse, and just rustic look, but that wasn't what I was going for with this. I was going more resort style, which is what my home, the original intention of the design was. So I have a lot of nautical stripes and stuff and things like that because we live near the water. Now, you can see through this a little bit, which is good because then you'll see the holiday lights. It's from Michael's. It's 2.5 inches wide and it's 25 yards. And the brand is Celebrate, and it was very affordable. And off the top of my head, I think it was $5 and change on sale for each roll. I know that my total was like 11 something or 12 something. So if you're interested, you might want to get that if you're kind of grasping the concept of my tree in your head and thinking, I might want that at the time, so may as well get the ribbon now. So I'll try and link that. I have my very favorite Walmart 2025 holiday decoration right here in my home because I scooped it up. Now, they had holiday items, about 3 aisles finished in my store, and they're still stocking. So I'm going to do a full Walmart video of things that I think would work with different styles. But for now, I wanted to show you these in case you wanted to try and scoop them up too. I don't know if they'll be that popular because I think people like more traditional decor for the holidays. But if you like this look the way I do, you might want to. I also found some things online for Walmart from their holiday collection from other brands, not their own, that I thought were very Pottery Barn. So I'm going to share those next. But suffer through this with me if you don't like them, if you don't mind. So the taller one is 14 3/4 inches. It's $14.36, $1 per inch. And then same goes for the smaller one, which is 12 inches high. It's $12.33. Now, they have an opening at the bottom, and you can slide some of those really delicate twinkle lights up there, which I will do. And I do think they look very elegant without all of that with my decor here. And many of you know those vases already. They are a retro vase from Jonathan Adler from his very inexpensive at the time JCPenney Happy collection. It may be Happy something else, I don't know. But they do sell these on eBay and Poshmark and other places. I think a lot of them are sold out at this point, but you can look if you like them. Now, there's also a comparable vase that's really tall that looks like these, that's $5,000. I don't know if you're in the market for that, but I say that to illustrate that every now and then you can find something really inexpensive that's like, you know, a wow factor that ends up being like something retro that was very expensive. So goodness knows, I don't think these are. But I will tell you, these glass trees have been in for a year or two with the ribs or different shapes on them where they look more like a tree. So I thought these were very unique in the fact that they're so smooth because there are so many of the other ones out there. But do you like them? I wonder. And let me know in the comments. And I do respond. I think I already said that in this video. Right after these trees, I have something that's more fun than probably anything I've ever shown you aside from my dog Lady coming up after them. So stay tuned for that. I think we all know that during the holiday season, Pottery Barn ends up adding in a lot more color and a lot more splendor, but the rest of the year, things are a little more sedate. Not always, but I think the things that sometimes you like the best end up being very natural looking and coastal. Well, I found something that is more Pottery Barn than Pottery Barn ends up being at the holidays, and I just wanted to show it to you. And this isn't in store. I found it online. These are wicker trees, and they are rather tall. The tallest one is 1 foot high. So similar to the way you just saw the look of that brown glass tree, it will really stand out and be something special. They have a few different colors. The one that's where all three are very natural might be your taste, but mixing the shades of brown could also be. And I thought this was a rather good deal, $19.99 to get the 3 pieces. And it did happen to mention somewhere that it's very smooth along the edges. You know how sometimes that wicker look can look like it's fraying? So that's good to know. But I thought I would share these because I spotted them along the way, and I hope you like them too. As soon as you see what I'm showing you, you might start rolling your eyes right away, some of you, but there's a reason that Dave and I decided to start a new tradition of matching pajamas on Christmas Day, and that's that. Now you're going to feel guilty if you rolled your eyes. I lost my mother a few years ago, and we do have more time, just us, now. And for a few years, though, it was not feeling festive at all. It was so sad. And I said last year, let's start this tradition so we just start doing more fun things, just the two of us, so it feels, more special. And I wanted to get on my game and find them early this year. And these just came out at Target this week. And there are different selections. I chose this striped gingerbread look, but there is also the red plaid, which I love, and a blue plaid. But then they have tighter fitting ones that I thought I don't need to wear anything tight on Christmas. I just want to relax and have fun and, So anyway, if we had a traditional home, I would probably get those blue plaid. But I feel like because we're being modern, all of a sudden, we may as well be modern in our pajamas. So I thought these were really cute. And they're only $35 for each of us. So I hope that I'm showing you them right now on video. If not, you're seeing pictures because they're showing up on Friday, but I just don't know what time. Did you see anything that you liked in this video? Well, if you are considering purchasing anything, would you mind using my links? They're found in the description box. If you're having trouble finding anything, sometimes if you hit more, the word more, it will help. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. If you have thoughts on things from the video, please do leave a comment. I always answer. And I'll see you next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.